Good morning. Welcome to the Science Fair. My name's Emmett.
I'm Brennan.
This is Brennan. There's our names on the board in case you forget it here. And you guys are 8th graders? Fourth graders. Fourth graders. Okay, we got to change the presentation then. Actually, I think the last class was 4th graders too. They were pretty smart, so I think you can probably handle this stuff. All right, so we're going to show you some ideas about these ecological technologies that are all about how we can interact with the environment. Because you all know about cycles, right? Everything in nature is connected, and how human beings interact with nature. We have as much of an impact on nature as it does on us. But the bottom line is that we need the cycles. We need the systems of nature to exist. So some of the ideas are about helping us save the most vital elements of our lives, okay? So water is the most important thing, and Brennan's going to tell you about an idea how we can turn buildings into water-saving devices. Do you have a question?
What the California Academy of Sciences?
They are the smartest graders, yeah.
What's happening when the water goes through these roots? Like if there's chemicals or toxins in the water, what's going to happen when it goes through the plants? Does anyone have any ideas? Do you have an idea?
It's going to be filtered.
Yes, exactly. Way to go. So plants act as filters. So when the rainwater hits this roof and it goes through the roots, it's actually filtering the water. So the water, any water that comes off of this is actually going to be cleaner for humans to drink. So the guy who designed this figured out that they could use coconut husks to help absorb the water and help support the plants on the living roof. So this goes down first, and this sits right on top. And so the water gets absorbed by these plants, filtered by these plants, and then it also gets absorbed by this, and this helps like support the plants. So one thing that's really important about this organization, the California Native Garden Foundation, is we're all about native California plants. So you have the really, California native plants are really vital to this ecosystem. They've been living here for thousands and thousands of years. They have relationships with insects.
My friend, where do you live?
Saratoga.
Saratoga. What's your street?
Winmont.
Winmont. Okay. So you know the different neighbors that are there, right? You know the homes, you know how the street curves around the corner, you know some of the trees that are there. You're familiar with your neighborhood. And that means you know it better than somebody else might. The same thing with plants. When they're familiar with their ecosystem, they thrive better. And they actually can help support a healthy ecosystem better too. That's kind of how the way you look at it. So the next idea we want to talk about right here is the idea that we have an impact on nature as well. So not only does nature affect us, but humans, the way we interact with nature has a humongous impact. Okay, everybody go take your hand like this. Put it right on your nose. That means you're focused on science, right? You're focused on sustainability. Okay. So since we are the ELSEE Living Laboratory, a laboratory is where you do things that are experiments, right? Sometimes experiments work, sometimes they don't, but it's all about getting it right over a period of time. And we're experimenting with the idea of a vertical farm. So this is what the perfect vertical farm is going to look like. We made this little miniature food tower for you today. Now, so this is what it looks like. Here's a strawberry, little native strawberry growing out here. Here's some onions growing out the side. We're experimenting for how they're going to grow and how they're going to respond to gravity, okay? This right here, what do you think this is for?
Water.
This is the water. This is a drip irrigation tube. So you see the little holes on that side? Why is it important to drip irrigation as opposed to spray?
Because you can get at all the places, because when it's just a bucket, and there's multiple places, you can't just go dig up.
Yeah, you can be more effective. It's better on conserving water, right? You can put it right next to the plants. So we put the tubes down inside the vertical tower. Boy, this is for aeration. Okay, so when you've got a horizontal surface, you got worms and insects and little animals burrowing in the soil. They're churning the soil, they're aerating it, putting oxygen into the soil. This is the way we do it on vertical farm. This is what we're experimenting with. This tube has little holes in it. So the one last thing we want to show you is this thing on top here. Since we like to use native plants, are cactuses native plants to California?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. The last class said no. Yeah, you guys are right. They are in certain parts. This is a prickly pear. It's an edible cactus. So in our food towers, we like to put food all the way up to the top and really optimize the technology, okay? So this is an idea that you could do in your own backyard if you wanted. It's pretty cool stuff.